One day we will be dust. We will be dust. That sounds morbid, but it's true. This is all just like, this is for show. People focus on maintaining the things that ultimately, no matter how hard you try, they're temporary. Our body is temporary. Our finances are temporary. Our houses are temporary. You might go to Winners and spend a crazy amount of money just to decorate a house that one day will belong to somebody else. There are no genuine ways to stop life from occurring, to stop our bodies from deteriorating. Even the trees behind me, the leaves fall. Like, there's no way to stop it from happening. But the only thing, if we maintain it well, that can not only be preserved but can continuously grow and expand to become more and more beautiful and increase in value, is our soul. And I think that's really cool. Society can be so busy and overwhelming at times. We want to keep these jobs, we want to keep our house, we maintain everything except for our spirit. And when we do, it's like people end up taking a pill and calling that maintenance. You're going to a doctor to fix something that requires God. We get suggestions, we get advice, recommendations, prescriptions, and it doesn't fix anything, because in one way or another, we're just putting a band-aid on it. You need to be taking care of your spirit the same way, if not better, than how you take care of your body. It's no one else's job to take care of your spirit. When it comes to really taking care of my internal, prayer is important, because how do you expect your prayers to be answered if you're not praying at all? How do you expect God to hear you if you're not talking to him? The same way as, like, how do you expect to lose weight if you don't go to the gym? How do you expect to learn if you don't open the book? To feel peace if you don't seek it? If you're constantly looking to others for that? And I think it's super important, especially going into the new year, that yes, we prioritize the major milestone goals that we always do. The houses, the cars, the body, the clothes, whatever it may be for you. Just make sure you take care of the internal. Because once you have all those things, you'll still feel so empty. I am so confident in that. If you only focus on maintaining and achieving external gratification, you will never have internal peace, ever. And that's why you see people, once they have all these cars and they have the house and they have everything that they feel like is enough, and they end up cheating, or they end up filling whatever void that they have in their heart with substances. All kinds of substances. You seek whatever feeling you get in those little moments because you feel like you can't get it in any other way. That's part of the reason why I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do any of those things, because, oh, there's people walking by. Because I like to silence a lot of things so that I can hear God and feel God. I don't turn to anything else to feel that level of peace and ease that I get when I'm honestly alone, like a lot of the time. Sometimes I go on weird little rants, and I hope this makes sense, but yeah. Some of us get a head start. Some of us have that, like, spiritual muscle memory where, same way, like, the second I pick up a basketball, like, I know what to do. I can still hit my threes. I can still do that. A lot of us in our childhood, whether it was how we were raised, you had that connection to God, whether it be you go to church or your family made you pray or whatever else. And even if years have passed, it's like that muscle memory kind of connects again, where if you see God, it won't feel so foreign to you. Spirit works so similar to the body. It will take a little bit of motion. It'll take a little bit of practice. It might take some time. You might feel like you've lost your footing, but it'll come back to you. There's books, there's podcasts, there's YouTube videos. Like, even just watching this, if this helps you, if you feel like something in your spirit is warming up to the idea of, oh shoot, like I need to get on track with this, good, you're doing something. Sometimes all you need is just a little reminder, the same way you leave a sticky note on your fridge saying to get your butt to the gym. The more you put it off, the further it gets from you and the harder it feels. When it comes to God, you can't keep procrastinating either. There's a reason why you keep seeing those Bible verses pop up on your TikTok, on the back of somebody's car, on somebody's license plate. Just yesterday I saw somebody's license plate that said Jesus loves you, and I was like, did I talk to Jesus today? Oh snap, no, he's talking to me instead. If you don't know where to start when it comes to taking care of your spirit, this is like my most mild advice. The same way where you make a playlist when you're gonna go to the gym, make a playlist that literally makes you feel connected to God or to feel at peace, that sense of wholeness. For myself, I have a worship playlist that includes Kanye West, Janae Aiko, Justin Bieber. I could be in a bad mood and put on a song and immediately it brings me back to that state of peace, that state of balance. I can feel God. I think that's a great start. Another thing that I love to do is I love to read. Course in Miracles is like #1 top tier. If you don't want to read it, there's videos on YouTube and you can watch The Power of Now, The 4 Agreements, Lighter, The Mountain Is You. I feel like books are meant to heal us. Books and music are permanent. I try to do the internal work through things that are timeless. Just taking time with yourself, being intentional. This year, I start every day with a fresh pressed celery juice and a warm drink. In the morning, it's coffee. In the evening, it's tea. And then I write a love letter to God where I could talk about anything, whether it be my day, what my goals are, what my intentions are, what weighed me down yesterday, what I want for the year. When I do that, I'm setting myself up for the best day that I can have, even if that feeling of like doubt creeps in. By the evening when I go and write, I can be like, hey, I felt this, that, and whatever else, and I pray about it as well. And the next day just gets lighter and lighter and lighter. And when you talk to God, you hear God. I used to struggle with hearing God, but God in a lot of ways has become like that personal trainer for me. That reminder that I need to find purpose in every day. Even if I'm having a horrible day. That's why I've like actively promised myself that I'm gonna do this where I set myself up day and night. That's like a 2025 thing, but prior to this, I would just kind of do it as I felt. And if I didn't feel like it, God made sure I was reminded that I need to get my act together, because when I fall off hard. And like I said in my last video, God has revealed things to me that even at times if I were to talk to my friends about it, they would think I'm literally a nut. And so I just write to God and I put my thoughts in one spot so that I can go back and I can reflect. And you can see the same way when you go to the gym. Some people like to log that down and be like, I did that, and you look back and you see, wow, I was consistent for how many days. I like to do that when it comes to connecting to God. But yeah, so anyways, God is everywhere around you. Love is everywhere around you. God is love. You are love. You don't need anything external, whether it be money, a relationship, dream body, perfect outfit, a mansion, no matter what. All of that is temporary, and the only thing that you will have forever is love and God's love. So to try to embody love is the greatest thing ever. Sometimes we don't get what we want. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get to where we want to be. But when you have peace within, that is everything. That's something I learned from my grandma. Don't give it away. Peace and time are two things that are incredibly valuable. Way more valuable than money. And you don't want your life to be something that's transactional. I hope this all makes sense. If you have peace at your job, you will love showing up every single day. If you have peace in your relationship, you will be so excited for every single opportunity, whether it be a lesson learned or a new experience that you get to have with your partner. When it comes to your body, when it comes to all these things, you just need to let it go and let it flow and feel confident in who you are and what you want. It's the most liberating feeling ever to be in love with yourself. And the key to doing that is to love God. I always talk about how God plants seeds within us. And I think it's super important to like tend to them the same way as you would tend to a garden. You can't expect to be patient if you're putting yourself in situations that you're extremely reactive. Just lock in, have some spiritual discipline, know what feels right, listen when you feel spiritually convicted. If things don't feel right, don't do it. Reflect on it, go to God about it, see what you're doing wrong, see what you can change, and actually make that change. Talk to God, you will hear from God. Treat your Bible as your personal trainer. Go to it. Work your muscles. Build. Grow. The only way to grow spiritually is to actively try to. Even if you're not that good at it, there is always a way. You need to know and trust that God hears you and He sees you and He put you here with purpose, and you need to actively seek that. But yeah, I've been sitting here for a while with my car running, so I should probably take that hike. I know it brings me peace. Being in nature gives me peace. I get to see, I get to breathe, I get to think, I get to grow, I get to create. There are so many things that God created on this earth that don't have the same amount of limitless capabilities that we as humans do. So take care of the internal and watch your external change. Be intentional, stay present, find that peace that you have within you, because we all have it. We're born with it. Even if life has taken us away from that feeling, you can always get it back. And if you don't have it, seek it in whatever way feels most familiar and will trigger that muscle memory for you. Once you get started, it's almost impossible to stop. Trust me, I have 2 books I'm reading right now because this is how I am. This is one, Powers Within You by Louise Hay. Love her. I'm always watching her videos too. And then Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert, which freaking awesome as well. Oh, there was actually, let me see. This was an excerpt that I loved. And I hope this resonates with you because it struck a chord for me. Like I was hit with a little arrow and I'm like, damn, okay. Gotta get things moving this year for sure. So she says, I don't know what's hidden within you. I have no way of knowing such a thing. You yourself may barely know, although I suspect you've caught glimpses. I don't know your capacities, your aspirations, your longings, your secret talents, but surely something wonderful is sheltered inside you. I love that. I say this with all confidence because I happen to believe that we are all walking repositories of treasure. I believe that this is one of the oldest and most generous tricks that the universe plays on us human beings, both for its own amusement and for ours. The universe buries strange jewels deep within us all and then stands back to see if we can find them. Like, honestly, I truly believe that we all have jewels within us. We all have treasure within us. We all have purpose and aspirations and talents and dreams and goals and everything that she mentioned there. I have never met a person that I have not found something in, something beautiful. And part of being here on this earth is to share that. If you don't work on the internal and you don't work on uncovering and unraveling and removing the layers to get to that treasure, you'll never be able to share it with the world. And the only thing we have to truly offer is those things that will make us memorable. The way we think, the way we feel, the way we express, the way we show love. Those are the pieces that are so critical to uncover. Whether that be through your work, through family, love, through philanthropy, whatever. That is what we do. And that's kind of why I make these videos, because I found a couple of those gems within me. I'm still picking them up from time to time as well. I'm just trying to leave them all in one place and help others find theirs too. Not even an entire page of a book can change your perspective or can enlighten you to look a little bit deeper within yourself, to reflect a little bit more, and to connect with the inner so that the outer parts of you also reflect that. So yeah, it's cool. Big Magic is a good book. Anyways, this video is getting a little bit long. I hope that you take some time to figure out or think about any time that you have had a glimpse of whatever that is, and seek it with so much passion, with so much love. Seek it, please. The same way that you want that body so bad that you're up at 5 a.m. in the gym, be like that when it comes to what's going on in here. You won't be able to stop. I haven't been able to stop. No matter what the circumstances are outside of me, I can't give up on this. Take some time and really figure out what you're seeking. Also, sorry, I wanted to add this as well. If you can't find ways to take care of your inner, if you are struggling to connect with yourself, with your soul, with your being, think back to the things that made you feel happy and feel the most alive and the most free and detached from any pressure or fear or confusion when you were a child. Because those things, when you got to live freely, when you could climb a tree, when you could walk barefoot, when you could paint anything that crossed your mind, pick up a book and get lost in it, visualize it, listen to music and feel like you're being lifted and carried by the notes, that is the greatest place to start. I have always had a very colorful imagination. It's a very meditative state for me. That's when all my ideas flow in, my creativity, my self-awareness, all of that, just it paints a picture. So if you're struggling with finding where to start when it comes to maintaining your spirit and seeking that peace within, try to connect with your inner child. Talk to them, show them love, show them grace, and try to do those things that you used to do so freely, because there's a lot of keys there. Like if you're picturing like a little like video game conquest, the first key is with your inner child. You need to go back before the trauma, pressure, responsibilities, the relationships. Figure out what they need, what they needed, and do the things that you used to love in whatever free time you have. For me, it's been very cathartic since I've become a mom, because I try to help my son find those things that make him feel free, and I get to tap in as well. And sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize I haven't done this in years. I love playing in the dirt. I love watching ants. Like, I used to sit for hours watching ants. I would feed them, I would make them houses. I just feel like they're like one of the most complex, beautiful creatures on earth that are often overlooked or trampled. So yeah, just do those things and you'll feel it. You'll feel the layers unraveling. But yeah, as always, sorry, I just had to like, I felt like that needed to be added. So as always, I love you. I hope you have an amazing day and take care of yourselves. Bye.